です。17歳で高校3年生です。Hi, my name is Olive. I am a senior at CGS and I take Japanese.
你好，我叫魏坤九，我16岁，我是学三学。Hi, I'm Alejandro. I'm a junior and I take Chinese and Japanese.
Welcome to the Center for Global Studies at Brian McMahon High School. So, Center for Global Studies is an inter-district magnet school, and we are a smaller school within a larger school, which is Brian McMahon High School. And at CGS, altogether, we are about 300 students, which makes about 80 students per grade. We also offer the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program at both Brian McMahon and CGS.
One of the things that CGS prides itself on is that it makes sure that every student that comes through us is prepared for the world and becomes a global citizen. We do this by having every class put some perspective of international mindedness.
So the Center for Global Studies is a very small, tightly knit community, and it's very diverse. Our student body represents people from all major religions, races, socioeconomic backgrounds, linguistic backgrounds, and almost every town in Fairfield County. This is a video that was made by a former CGS president, Trey Spadone, and it is a quick introduction to our school.
This is the Center for Global Studies, or CGS.
The Center for Global Studies is an inter-district international studies magnet school that focuses on Arabic, Chinese, and Japanese language, history, and culture. It is located inside Brian McMahon High School and one of Norwalk's 2 public high schools. We have students from all over Fairfield County, from suburbs like Fairfield and Darien to cities like Bridgeport and Stanford.
CGS is a school within a school, which means our students are part of CGS as well as Brian McMahon. Students take their language, world literature, and in freshman year, their history in the center, and then take their math, science, gym, health, and electives in McMahon. They have the same opportunities as non-CGS kids, which means that they can participate in any McMahon sport or club.
CGS's primary goal is to prepare its students for a global society. As we go deeper into the 21st century, America is trying to create and maintain strong relationships with foreign nations. Issues such as water and food shortages, climate change, and political instability can only be fixed if we put aside our differences and come together as one world. We at CGS believe that the best way to start is by learning other countries' languages. Our students study either Arabic, Chinese, or Japanese. A number of students study more than one.
So why do we offer Arabic? Arabic is the primary language of the Middle East with roughly 300 million speakers. The Middle East is home to a lot of natural resources, and in the last few years, there has been an increase in business opportunities. Knowing Arabic also opens up doors for government jobs.
So why do we offer Chinese? Mandarin Chinese is the most spoken language in the world. In fact, 1 out of every 5 people is Chinese. China also has a huge economy, second only to America. China is one of America's top trading partners, and so there is a tremendous demand for Americans who speak Chinese.
So why do we offer Japanese? Japan has the 3rd largest economy, and so just like Arabic and Chinese, knowing Japanese will provide young people with numerous business opportunities.
CGS further promotes cultural understanding through field trips, in school events, cooking, hosting, and study tours. 3 or 4 times a year, CGS brings in performers from China, Japan, the Middle East, and other countries as well. We've seen Chinese acrobats, Japanese drummers, Egyptian musicians, Russian dancers, Indian dancers, and much more. We also cook in our language classes. CGS has its own fully functional kitchen. Our language teachers teach students to cook traditional foods, from shawarma to dumplings to Japanese udon.
Since we're an international study school, we have sister schools in China, Japan, Egypt, Morocco, and Qatar. Throughout the year, students from those schools visit America, and CGS kids host them for 10 to 12 days. The homestays go to the host classes, extracurriculars, and experience what life is like for an American teenager. At the end of each day, CGS hosts a potluck where there's singing, dancing, and lots of good food. Every year, CGS also has 2-week study tours to China, Japan, and a country in the Middle East. On these study tours, students tour around the country, as well as being homestayed at one of our sister schools. These trips increase our students' language ability and cultural awareness.
So, what's your name?
Jerry.
My name is Charlie. Tatiana Feliciano. And Stephanie. Jonna.
Malcolm.
Dominoes. Maddie Gordon. I'm Sophia Fredo.
Hunter Zamba.
Hi. Lauren Jones.
And what town are you from?
I live in Darien.
I'm from Richmond.
Stratford. I'm from Trimble.
Norwalk.
Fairfield.
Stanford.
Wilton. Boston.
And what language do you take?
I take Japanese. I take Arabic. Chinese.
Japanese.
Chinese.
And if you could describe CGS in one word, what would it be?
I think it would be more cozy because it's definitely like a family / whole environment where you kind of like just chill, you can be yourself, and do whatever. So yeah, more cozy.
Definitely accepting.
Diverse. Awesome.
Unity. And what is your favorite thing about CGS?
My favorite thing about CGS is how kind everyone is and how open-minded everyone has to be in order to enjoy the curriculum in the school. It's a very accepting environment, at least compared to the environment that I came from. The teachers.
The people, because they're all really nice and really accepting and really family.
Everything. I really like the teachers because they're really engaged and they really care about us.
My favorite thing about CGS is that it has given me an opportunity to learn a different language and all the nice people.
It's just so awesome. The people are the best. They're really nice.
Everything about CGS is that all of the teachers are always there to help.
Most importantly, CGS is home to some terrific students. Our students are risk takers. Many current students were the only ones from their middle school and came in knowing no one. CGS students think for themselves, have an interest in learning about other countries' cultures, and are willing to work hard. CGS students are passionate, talented, strong-minded individuals who have a desire to make this world a better place.
So since we're a school within a school, we have a wide variety of classes that are offered, and all classes try to incorporate a globally themed theme. And we also have a wide variety of honors, AP, and IB classes, which start for honors in freshman year, IAP with your sophomore year, and then IB with your junior and senior year.
And CGS students are able to participate in all Brian McMahon sports, activities, and clubs. So Brian McMahon has a wide offering of different clubs, some of which include the Center for Youth Leadership, Robotics Club, and NAACP. And CGS also has its own clubs. There are some language-specific clubs like J Club, Chinese Club, and Arabic Club, and they do things like cook, study together, and they also go and teach elementary kids their languages at Brookside. And CGS also has other specific clubs, and those include things like Anime Club and the International Dance Club.
We also share sports teams with Brian McMahon High School, so you can basically be on any team, such as football in the fall, track and field in the winter, or lacrosse in the fall, or in the spring.
Brian McMahon also has a full music department, and it has choir, band, orchestra, and also a drama department that puts on a musical every spring.
So we also offer a bunch of study tours to our target languages. We also have project and service-based tours to countries like Rwanda, India, Puerto Rico.
So study tours are a great opportunity for students to be fully immersed in their languages and also get a full cultural experience. And there are need-based as well as academic scholarships for the study tours. So since studying languages is our main focus here at CGS, now we're going to show you some examples of each of the 3 languages so you can see what they look like.
So this is an example of Arabic. Does anyone know the difference between Arabic and English? Yes, it does read right from left. It does have alphabetical letters similar to English.
So this is an example of Chinese writing. Does anybody know some of the differences between Chinese and English?
These letters?
Actually, it has characters. It has thousands of pictorial characters, which is slightly different from English, because in English we have an alphabet. Anything else? Yes?
Each character has a story meaning behind it, or how it got that specific meaning.
Yes, and it's very interesting to study the history of how the characters have evolved over time, and that's different from the English alphabet that we have. Chinese can also be read from right to left, and it can also be read from top to bottom.
So this is an example of Japanese. Does anyone know the difference between Japanese and Chinese, or Japanese and English? Yeah, so it is written, it can be written right to left and also downwards.
Yes, very good. And like you said, it can be read. The books face the other direction.
Yep. So Japanese has 2 alphabets and then also has 1 pictorial character similar to Chinese.
So, studying a foreign language like this might be daunting, but we didn't show that to you to scare you. Learning these languages is so much fun, and if you do struggle at first, we have tutoring for all of the languages available for every student.
We also offer, if you want to host a student from countries such as Japan, China, Qatar, Egypt, you're able to.
So some of the best things about CGS students is that we are able to think for ourselves, we are problem solvers, we are interested in the world, and we are passionate about learning. And one of the best things about CGS students is that we are risk takers.
Do you have an example of risk-taking on
Yes, when I was a sophomore, I had the opportunity to go to Japan and do a study tour there, and I stayed with a host family. And one night, my host mother put out a very nice dinner for us, and I consider myself kind of a germ freak. I'd never eaten a bite of raw cookie dough, and then I saw her crack an egg and put it into her bowl, and she told me to do the same thing. And it was a raw egg, and then she was dipping her food into it and eating it. And I was like, oh my gosh, do they expect me to do the same thing? I really don't want to do this right now. But then I was like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance, so I took my chopsticks and I grabbed the meat and I dunked it in the egg and I ate it, and it happened to be one of the best meals that I had the entire time in Japan, and I'll never forget that experience, and I was so glad that I took the risk.
So if you're thinking that you enjoy learning languages or you want to get out of the bubble of Fairview County, feel free to apply to CGS.
So thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope you